Hey y'all, real quick before the video starts, just want to let you know that we do have a guest on to talk about the Bulls, so that segment is going to be a little longer. But if you enjoyed the video, hit subscribe, hit like, and thank you for watching. The NBA draft is right around the corner. So is free agency. So we did not get to every team in our past offseason videos. So today we're talking about every single team, their draft rumors, their trade rumors, their free agency rumors, all of it in this one video. PG, are you ready?
I'm 100% ready. I'm excited. I'm excited what you're gonna tell me.
There's a lot going on. I might be jumping around a little bit, but I think the biggest one to talk about at the top of the draft, the Hawks and the Wizards are kind of in a they're in a bit of a rumor war. There's lots of smoke going around. So,
Ooh,
we kept talking about Alex Sarr to the Hawks, right? We kept saying Alex Sarr to the Hawks. Lots of
is
rumors
it?
are saying it's not going to be Alex Sarr. It's going to be a Zachary Reese, or, and this is the one that's
Or
very strange, Donovan Clingan. It might be Donovan Clingan. So at first, the Clingan rumors I didn't believe, because at first it was the Yukon coach Dan Hurley, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I heard the Hawks really like Donovan Clingan," and so another person reported that, but it sent like the same report. So I was like, "That's probably just the coach, talking up his guy, right?" But then more reports came out, and it was like, I heard everybody likes Klingon, everybody wants Klingon. So if Atlanta wants Klingon, they can't trade back for him because somebody will take him by then. So they might just take him at one. I don't believe that. I don't think they're taking Klingon, but I could see them taking Risache, and that would lead to Sar going to the Wizards at two. And apparently, Alexander Sar has said he would prefer to go to the Wizards than the Hawks.
what the fuck? All right.
So this is the big news going right now. There's still some people saying the Hawks might still take Sar, and then if the Wizards really like him, then they could trade Sar to the Wizards, right? Like the draft rights trade, like what happened with Koulibaly last year, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this is like the big thing because this will shake up the rest of the draft because depending on where Risache goes and potentially Klingon, that greatly changes who will be available at 3, 4, and 5. So I don't know. How do you feel about the Wizards? Not the Wizards. Well, I guess also the Wizards, but the Hawks potentially drafting one of these guys that aren't Alexander Sarr.
Well, I see the fit for Ricochet because you're adding more spacing on your team, and but if you're going for Klingon, that means they're ready to let go of Clint Capella because the Trey Young Clint Capella is not working like how it's supposed to be when James Harden was playing with Clint Capella. Clint Capella's not looking like that guy that the Hawks was. Clint Capella's not looking like that guy that the Hawks had seen in him. He's supposed to be acting like Derek Lively on the court, but he's not that lively. Um, I like it though. I mean, Klingon, shit. Congratulations from like the 10th, maybe the 10th pick to the first. That's insane. That's Atlanta Hawks kind of shit right there.
So of course, with all of this, there's rumors going back and forth about is Trey getting traded, is Dejounte getting traded. There's not really anything new in terms of progression of where that might be going. People are still mostly just talking about what could end up happening, but for the most part, it's been who are they taking in number one. So that's the big thing with Atlanta. Another thing
I
going on
mean,
with Washington,
okay.
they are in trades with the Knicks to trade for Mitchell Robinson.
Ooh,
So, I mean, maybe if they do end up getting Sar, Robinson is maybe the starter, or I don't know, they sub him in so that they give Sar a little bit of the Victor treatment where they don't give him too many minutes in his rookie year, so his body doesn't die. I don't know, but apparently that's
I
a
mean,
thing in the works.
I could see a world where they both Sar and Mitchell Robinson could play together.
Yeah.
Like their lineup, I don't know who would be point guard. Hey, oh, no, actually, fuck it. We're gonna do it like this. It's Jordan Poole, Denny Ajabajaba,
Okay.
Kyle Kuzma, Sar, and Mitchell Robinson. If everything works out, that's the lineup that they probably would set.
Hmm.
If
Yeah.
not, put the France boys together, put Jordan Poole on the bench, and put uh the Bilal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Koulibaly. Yeah. Wizards are an interesting spot because if they really are that in on Sar and he gets picked at one, I'm curious if they do try to trade for him still. In which
yeah,
case, I think regardless, I think the Hawks should just draft Sar, and then if they don't actually like Sar, just trade him. I'm sure someone will take him, like the Wizards, who apparently really like him.
I
So
don't think that. Okay, let's say the Hawks get Sar. I don't
yeah,
think they're not gonna like him. I think he
yeah. I
adds
mean,
value for them.
yeah. I mean, like worst case scenario, you just keep Sar. Like, like that's
Yeah,
fine. Like I
yeah,
don't. I think they should just take Sar, and don't. He doesn't have that much power to say where he wants to go. Like if you will,
yeah,
if they like him, they should just draft him. But
yeah.
anyways, uh, I'm gonna include the Rockets now because
Wait,
apparently,
wait. Before I get to that, let's say the Hawks draft clean. Is Ricochet gonna go to the Wizards?
I think if Sar's available at two, they're gonna draft Sar.
Regardless, okay, then
I think
Ricochet is
so,
gonna go straight to the Rockets, or maybe.
or the Spurs, or the Spurs. That's what I'm saying. This decision at the top is really, really, yeah, it's really important because you,
So the Hawks could either fumble
hey,
and just reset the draft.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But there have been, well, for the Rockets, uh, they have gotten, they're in talks to trade down with some teams that want to trade up, being
Ooh,
Memphis and Oklahoma City. Memphis is clearly
ooh,
going for Clingan, clearly. Like, obviously, they
yeah,
want Donovan Clingan.
yeah.
The Thunder, it's a little bit in the air because we don't actually know who's going to be available at three. So I don't know what they're actually going for. It'd be like Ricochet, it's probably not Sar. He's probably already gone. Is it Clingan?
Since we're since we're talking about trade talks right now, I'm gonna throw it in there just because we're in trade talks. How do you feel about the Caruso and the Giddy trade?
Okay. um, they definitely could have got. The main thing is just they could have got way more for Caruso, and that's it's good for each player. The players themselves are in better situations now. The Bulls just
They flopped.
they apparently, and I was gonna bring this up later when I got to the Kings, but they offered pick 13 for Caruso, but the Bulls opted for Josh Giddey.
Didn't didn't they get? I swear I saw a post of them like Caruso was offered for like a top 10 pick. I don't
Yeah,
know where. I
that
don't know what
was.
team.
Yeah, I don't know which team would have done that last year, from from that trade deadline. I don't know which team in those top 10 would have done it, but apparently that's a report. They were definitely offered multiple firsts back then. I don't know which ones, but yeah,
Oh
it's
well.
yeah.
Well, I'll have a guy talking about the Bulls more later. Hopefully later.
Yeah.
But getting back to the draft, insanity's going on.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
even the. This is the sleeper draft too. This is not the most talked about draft that we had in a while, but for us as podcasters, the ones who are really like focused on who's getting drafted, this is crazy right now.
Yeah, so that number 3 pick could be on the move. I'm interested to see if the Rockets are okay with moving off of a Reed Shepard or Risa Shea or something like that, or if they would just rather take him. I'm very
Uh huh.
curious about that, but I'm also curious to see what they get if they do trade back. So that's
So
definitely
yeah,
something to keep an eye on.
if they do trade that third pick for like the Grizzlies, I'm pretty sure they get back. Obviously, the Grizzlies would trade their pick
Yeah,
and potentially I don't know, fucking GG Jackson or some shit.
I was also thinking that he might be traded just because when Jaw comes back, he's not definitely not gonna have the ball as much. GG Jackson won't have the ball as
They
much.
have a
So
lot of guards on that team too, so
yeah,
they still have Marcus Smart. They still have. I love D Rose. Bad needs D Rose. They have him, but if they trade up and they get Klingon, let's say it goes. Oh fuck! Let's say the Hawks don't even get up Klingon. They get Ricochet and then
yeah,
Sar and then Klingon,
yeah.
and then you got number 4 with the Spurs. What does the Spurs do now? Are they gonna? Oh, apparently
Reed
Matas Bazuli
could be Reed, could be.
could be Reed, could be Bazuli's.
So
Damn!
speaking on the Spurs, they are still linked to be a possible trade up to number one overall. I would
Wow.
assume Risa Shea. I don't know. I mean, going up to number one is kind of. I don't know why they would do that in this
Just follow
draft.
that. Yeah.
I feel like they should just be okay with whoever falls, especially if it ends up being Reed Shepard. Like sure, you'll take that. Like, but there's apparently also a rumor that they're interested. Well, I don't know how credible, but this is like just happened. But they're interested in pairing Klingon with Wimbanyama.
Oh my gosh.
So we're talking Twin Tower.
We're talking Twin Towers. It should be Edie and Wembanyama.
We're talking Twin Towers. But yeah, I like I said, it seems like everybody is interested in Klingon, so I'm very curious where he's going. Apparently the eighth pick is available because they've both the fourth and the eighth pick. Apparently the eighth pick's available. I don't know what for, but apparently it might get moved for something. But yeah, that's the big thing for them is just who they take it for, out of who's available. Yeah, they're just they're doing their Wemby thing, and they're still linked to all the Hawks point guards.
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons, they are seen as clear partners for unwanted contracts because they have
They
all
have
this
money.
cap space. You know, also there's still people are still saying they could trade down. Before it was a trade down with the Grizzlies, so the Grizzlies could take Klingon. Now the Grizzlies might have to go even higher to take Klingon. So I don't know who would trade up at that point. But yeesh. Also, Monty Williams is gone. That's
Yeah, Monty
we have not
Williams.
talked about that.
They
Monty
they
Williams
still
is
have to
gone.
pay him though
Yes, they're still paying
on
him
some little dang shit.
like $70 million.
Yeah, they
So
got money to spend. So
yeah, so they're on the hunt for a new coach. They are after James Borrego did not get the job in Cleveland, which we'll talk about later. After he didn't get the job, now he is on the radar for the Pistons. The Pistons are now looking. Also, real quick to speak on Monty Williams. Apparently, last year he was straight up just saying like, I don't really want to coach. I kind of just want to take a year off. And for some reason, the Pistons were just like, "We'll give you more money." And then he was like, "No, guys, seriously, I just don't. I don't want to coach. I want to break. Like I'm good." And they were, and then the
that's
Pistons
great.
were like, "What if we gave you even more money?" And he was like, "Okay then." And then he pretty much, I mean, people are saying he pretty much quit. He was just like, I already said I didn't want to be here. I got my paycheck. I don't really care. I'm gonna run this team into the ground so I can get fired. If that's what actually happened, I don't blame him. Like, he wanted to spend time with his family.
Like, makes me think about Doc Rivers. How do you feel about him now?
No, Doc Rivers. Uh, but yeah, I think that's it for the. That's really it for the Pistons. There's still, there's that one older rumor we talked about where the GM doesn't like any of the Ignite players, but that's really it. Um, Pistons are also not the Pistons. What the hell? The Hornets are also one of the teams that could take on these big old contracts because they just got so much money.
They do? Oh shit!
I remember they have some of the most cap space in the league. Remember that Braun video?
Oh yeah.
That Braun video.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Hornets, they depending on how the draft goes, they're gonna have some good. They're gonna have some. They're gonna have some options at 6. Castle could be a guy that falls. Maybe Reed Shepard. Maybe the Reed Shepard dream to Charlotte is
Really good
alive.
pick.
Maybe it's possible because you never know. But that's really it for the Hornets. The Blazers. This one's new. This rumor happened like today. Zach Edey could go number 7 overall. Zach Edey could go
Yeah.
number 7 overall.
What the
Apparently,
fuck?
apparently the Blazers are extremely high on Zach Edey. And apparently Zach Edey is just drawing a lot of draft interest, which I think is a little bit shocking, personally. But I don't know. How you feel about Zach Edey going number 7 to the Blazers?
Who's starting? This is my question. Like,
They have it.
are you saying already that DeAndre Jordan, what's his name, Robert Williams, is not gonna be starting anymore? Is it time to keep on trading and figure out what to do with this team?
Hey man, if they believe Aiton is not the guy, if they're already like,
He's not him.
if they're already ready to move on, they're ready to move on. Like I don't know. But Zach Edey could go number 7 apparently. And apparently the Blazers are still trying to move up. I don't know if they're trying to move up from 14 or from 7. Apparently they're still trying to move up though. But yeah.
I think their mindset right now is like, if anyone in the East could go to the finals, if anyone in the East could make the playoffs like the Magic, then we can too. And that's a good mindset, but I don't think they are.
Yeah. And
They really got to show me something.
Jeremy Grant still, on the trade block. So we'll have to see where he goes. Grizzlies, we already touched on. They want Klingon. Everybody knows they want Klingon. Apparently, they're also interested in Zach Edey. I mean,
Makes sense.
that's really it for them. They might if I feel like if one of those guys isn't there, if one of those centers isn't there, they might just trade down, and get one of the later centers. But
Yeah.
we'll see how they feel about that. The Utah Jazz, apparently they're active in trade talks. They could be moving around. I know there was that one report that they wanted to trade their pick for another star. I don't think that's happening. And I don't know why
He
they
has
would do
to be
that.
like he does. I think if they do that, he's not like a star, but a potential to be a star, like a Darius Garland type of guy, or that's it. I don't. I thought I had more in my head,
You good? You good?
but I mean, I guess I see the vision with that. Like, they believe that they can make it out and into the play-in at least. But the West is so tough. Just fuck it. Just keep on rebuilding.
Apparently
Figure out
they
how Martin and Walker gets along.
yeah. Apparently they have interest in Tobias Harris, so that's good.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Bring
the
on
piece.
Boban too.
That's the
You
piece.
get Toby and Bobby.
PJ said, he knew somebody that wanted to talk about the Bulls. So we only
Okay.
talked a little bit about the Bulls.
All right.
But PJ, go ahead. Introduce our newest guest, our newest face to the podcast.
Know his face. First one. I could say he's my friend. This is Jeremy. I actually found him on a Bulls page. He said something that I kind of liked. that I don't think any other Bulls fan would say.
Mm-hmm.
He said that Josh Giddey should be a Bull. This is a post when I think Patrick Williams was like rumored to be liked by the Thunder,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't trade Patrick Williams. We traded one of our best defensive guys, Alex Caruso. It's a shame.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
I talked it into existence. I said we needed to trade for Josh Giddey, and 2 weeks later, they did.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I PJ was telling me about this idea, and I wish we recorded it because when I saw it happen, the first thing I did, I texted PJ. I was like, "Yo, we should have recorded the video earlier.
Yeah.
You would have looked so smart."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
now,
originally it was my idea. It was Jeremy's, but like
yeah,
I really liked when he said it.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so real quick, before I let you say whatever you want to say, because I know you got stuff to say. Real quick,
Yeah.
one thing that I think everyone is, let's say, criticizing the Bulls for is that they didn't get any picks for Alex Caruso. And
Yeah.
it turns out that the Kings offered pick number 13 for Caruso. How do you
Mm-hmm.
feel about that? Do you prefer Giddy or would you rather have had the pick?
In my opinion, I feel like this wasn't that strong of a draft class. And Giddy is only 21 years old. I feel like in this draft class, he would have at least been top 10. So I feel like he's more valuable than a 13th round pick in this draft. And he's already a proven like NBA player. He's averaged 15, 16, 6 and 6, which I feel like would take more time for one of these players to develop into. And so that like I feel like we just got more of a proven talent.
And he was just in the playoffs too. I mean, second round. That's
Exactly.
good. That's good for the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think if Josh Giddy was as he is right now, going into the draft, he would be top 5. So
Yeah.
I give.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want no
No,
hate.
you're right. This isn't a very strong draft class, so I'll say it for you.
Yeah.
You're all right.
I don't know if this was a trade because they're unsure about Lonzo and they wanted a proven point guard to like compete still with, or was this like a trade for the start of the rebuild? And I feel like we'll get more intel on that Wednesday when the draft comes. If we see a Zach LaVine trade and whatever happens in the draft. I know they're rumored to be interested in trading up to get like Donovan Clingan or whatever, but I just still don't know where this is headed, like their direction.
I
PJ.
believe that. The direction is I don't know. I believe you. It's just like I want the Bulls to succeed.
Mhm.
I've been saying since 2021 when or not 21, probably 22 when Lonzo got hurt. They just need a backup point guard for now.
Mhm.
Like I've been saying that every year, but everyone would like argue against me and say that Kobe White's our point guard, and I'm like, he's more of a combo guard. Like if you think about Dame, he's not like a true point guard to how Lonzo is, or like Tyrese Halliburton is in our league today.
Mhm.
We need a true point guard who can like move the ball to Zach LaVine, Kobe White, and DeMar DeRozan, like someone who could spread it apart equally and like have good enough touches where they can share and like shoot evenly. That's how it was working, and that's why the Bulls was the number one seed.
Mhm.
Like, there's no one you could stop. Like Lonzo
Yeah.
can hit those threes, but like now we have Josh Giddey, and he's not really of a shooter. He's more he's like Lonzo without the 3-point shooting and the defense.
Mhm.
So
I
with
know
that, it could be you were saying?
in that month of March, I saw a stat where Josh Giddey was averaging like 18 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and he was shooting 41% from three. And it just like this kid has potential. He was talking with like the Thunder, and they said they wanted him basically to take the back seat, and he wanted like a place where he could like show his potential. And I feel like this is a great place for him.
Oh,
Like I feel like
100%.
he can be like Lonzo. He's just not that defensive player.
Mm-hmm. And
No,
when I was talking with PJ earlier about this trade, I said, from a player standpoint, this is great for Josh Giddey. Like this is like
100%.
about as good as it could be for him. where at least for right now, he has guys to defer to. He has Zach LaVine. He has DeRozan. So
Mm.
he's not playmaking to bums. This isn't the Pistons. We're not in a Cade. We're not in a Cade Cunningham
Yeah.
situation. Like there's people on this team, and I still remember um, when Lonzo and everybody was healthy for like 2 months or whatever. This was like
It was a good.
This was the nastiest team, and I was like, oh shit, they're doing it. And then we know what happened with Lonzo, but
Yeah.
but from my perspective, because I know you guys look at the Bulls a lot more than I do, it's
Mm.
that for years it just felt like this team was like just built off of like number two options, and they were just like destined for purgatory. Now, if we finally get a Zach LaVine trade, maybe I don't think it'll be draft day. I think it'll be mid-season. But if we finally get that trade, I mean, what are you guys expecting to get from Zach LaVine? Are you hoping for just a bunch of picks or like young players? Like, what are we dreaming
Um,
for?
uh,
I'm ready for someone on their last year of their contract, like a Harrison Barnes, for instance. He's like 20 something million attached with a pick because I just don't want his contract, if we're being honest. That is a big contract for a number two option at best. And we got to get us like draft capital from it too.
I
PJ?
agree with that. I 100% do. I mean, it all depends on how well we do in the first start of the season. I don't know what if we make the in season tournament. We get the in season tournament cut. It all depends on how we're doing. But I agree with Jeremy on that's only if we lose. If we're like losing bad and we're not gonna see the play-in, even though the East is super easy, I do what he would do, like just trade for a guy who's. I don't. Me personally, I don't think I would want Harrison Barnes
Yeah.
because he hasn't done anything since he left the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree, like get him the last contract guy, and then try to get a better pick for next year's draft because next year's draft and the drafts after that would be much more better.
Because I know we have our pick, but it's only top 10 protected, and if it's out of the top 10, it's going to the Spurs. And I've just heard that a lot of teams are really holding on to next year's picks because the draft class is really strong. So it's
But
going to be
yeah,
tough.
it's the Cooper Flag draft.
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like how our season starts, I feel like if we aren't off to like a top three start in the East, we need to, and let's say Zach LaVine's having a great year, we need to trade him at like the top of his value because whatever team feels like they're one piece away and they're like, oh wow, Zach's fully healthy, he's competing, we might be willing to give up a first round pick. I say we gotta, we can't keep being mid. If we're mid, we gotta blow it up.
If we're if we're a top three team in the East, would you still want to trade Zach LaVine?
Ooh, that's tough.
That's why I'm
No.
like I don't think I want to do that.
Because
If we're a top three
I
team,
see how the Pacers did with a team that I didn't expect to go far. I feel like if we have a top three team and so everything's just like clicking on all cylinders, I say we have to ride it out.
I see. I see. Did you see that at the end of the season we ended up having almost the same team we had when we were the number one seed from 2022?
Really?
Yeah, because when we re-signed Javante Green,
Oh yeah, yeah. We were just missing Lonzo and
we
Zach.
were yeah we were missing
Patrick.
Derek Jones.
Oh yeah. I
That's
didn't
the
want to
only
get
player we didn't. Yeah, I mean he was doing well for the Maps, but he did so much better for us.
one thing that irritated me in the season is not utilizing Drummond.
Mm.
And
I
I feel
was
like if we gotta re-sign him, we'll find a way.
oh yeah, I was thinking like why didn't we just start him? I feel like Vucevic could play power forward
Mm-hmm.
because
But
Patrick
he's too
Williams was out
slow,
the
I feel
whole.
like.
Yeah, that's the problem. But we didn't have any good power forwards besides See, Patrick Williams was hurt for like half the season. I don't think they wanted to start. What's his face?
Javante Green.
We had him for the last 10 games. Uh, that it's somebody else. He was on the Suns.
Oh, Torrey
Is it
Craig.
Torrey Craig? Yeah, I didn't want to start Torrey Craig. So
Yeah.
like I understood why they were starting with uh DeMar DeRozan still.
Yeah.
Real quick, since we brought up Drummond, it seems that they are not seeing eye to eye. It seems like Drummond wants to leave, but Chicago wants to bring him back.
I don't
We'll
blame him.
we'll have to see. Is I think I mentioned this to PJ, but yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what kind of big man replacement they're gonna be able to get. And I
Mm.
heard that. I mean, I don't even know what's gonna happen to Vucevic. I mean, every
Yeah, I
time
kind of want Vucevic traded.
yeah, I was gonna say I see a lot of people trying to like putting him in the trade machine. So
Mm.
I
He's not the same player from our first season or Magic season.
Yeah, I don't know why we extended him 3 more years at the start of the season.
Because he was showing his loyalty to the Bulls. He wants to be a Bull, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I'd rather have you on a different team and probably get like a younger center.
yeah, that's why I think the rumors of Clingan started, because they knew they weren't going to bring back Drummond.
yeah, I
It's hard to
was
get Klingon now.
yeah, I was telling
Apparently
PJ,
the Hawks want him number one.
I was telling
Yeah,
PJ,
because I saw Alex Sarr declined the Hawks workout because
Oh,
he didn't want to be the Hawks wanted him to play the five, and he wanted to be on a bigger role in the offense, so he declined their workout, and so that's why like all the mock drafts show Zachary Ricochet going number one.
yeah, we had a whole conversation about how everybody wants Klingon now and how Sar might go to two, and what happens the rest of the draft. And I have no idea how high Klingon's gonna go. There's a chance he goes one. I don't believe it personally. I think it'll be maybe a trade up to three.
Yeah.
Because I don't even see the Rockets taking him. I'll be honest, but I could be wrong. I'm curious. This is just purely my curiosity. How long have you been a Bulls fan, and how did that start?
Um, I feel like I started becoming a Bulls fan when the Derrick Rose era, but I remember like I like the Bulls and I like Derrick Rose, but I remember loving the Bulls when I was watching the game against I think it was Cleveland Live. Taj Gibson set the pick, Derrick Rose rolled out and hit the bank shot.
ooh,
That was a good time. I remember
that was a good time.
that. I
Man,
remember
I
that
was
one.
like, I love this guy.
Hey, you're not the only one. This I had a feeling it was gonna be D Rose because of course it's D Rose.
How can you not love him?
Exactly. All right. For now, we're gonna go ahead put a pause on this conversation because this was supposed to be a segment within a video, and we've talked for half an hour. That's
That
okay.
So
turned into a video.
it was fun.
It's just another video at this point. But for now, thank you so much to Jeremy for joining, for being another guest, wonderful guest on our podcast. We appreciate it, man. Thank you
It
for
was an
being here.
honor.
We'll move on to the Thunder. Thunder, they have all these picks. Already mentioned they might be trading up for somebody. I don't know who.
Edie,
Hey,
Edie.
you never know. I mean, shit. I don't know. I can't predict anything in this draft, but they've already traded for Alex Caruso. I've been talking about them replacing Josh Giddey in the draft for all of my mock drafts. Every mock draft I've thought of, it's like they need to get Josh Giddey out of the rotation.
Yeah.
They did it. So now they can focus on getting some size, some rebounding. So see what happens with that in the draft. Maybe they could trade that pick, that 12th pick for a big man somehow, but we'll see. The Kings, as mentioned before, they were close to an Alex Caruso trade. They offered the 13 overall pick, but the Bulls opted for Mr. Giddey.
Yeah.
And other trades the Kings are looking at, I read they're shopping Harrison Barnes and Kevin Herter. Shit.
Sorry, I had read a report of De'Aaron Fox not too long ago. I think it was today about he canceled his extension with the Kings.
Hmm.
So I mean, I not canceled, but he didn't sign an extension. I think he's trying to see it out how far this goes, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
who did you have at 13 for the Kings?
Uh, shit. Who was it on my first mock draft? It might have been. It might have been Rob Dillingham, but they re-signed Malik Monk, so that's probably
Oh,
not
they
it.
re
They re-signed
okay.
Monk. They did do that. Now I don't know. I don't know. They already tried to trade this pick for Caruso. If they're trying to get a guy in that same archetype, maybe it is. Maybe they would go for Devin Carter. I don't know.
If he's still on the board, yeah.
Right. But I don't know. I don't know what they want to do with this pick. I think most Kings fans say that they still need some more size because their four is like Keegan Murray. And
It's
like
not bad.
no, he's not bad. But it's just nice to have more size. Like, it's the Thunder thing where it's like it works,
So
but there's some matchups where it's like you just want more size.
so what are we gonna, let's say like they get a big guy like Klingon or Edie, and they turn out to put what's his face Sabonis back to his original position at power forward.
I mean, I think Klingon's gone, but I think it could be one of the other centers that can shoot threes so that, at least you can have some spacing, some more spacing.
Yeah, more spacing.
Yeah. But I'm curious, maybe it's Filipowski. Yeah, that's the one you had.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah. Moving on. Heat. Miami Heat. I mean, the only really new thing is that they still might trade Jimmy, maybe Tyler Hero.
Wait. Did we just skip Portland?
No, we talked about them earlier. Did we
Yeah,
not?
for 14.
I mean, there's no really. We talked about 14. We talked about.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
My bad, guys.
Okay, you're good. But yeah, there's not much news about the Heat. It's just we're all waiting to see if Jimmy Butler, what he wants to do. He's out gambling. He's on poker streams. He's playing poker with Ninja and Ryan Garcia and Dan Bilzerian. So who
He's on his
knows?
Michael Jordan shit right now.
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen with him?
Like
We
father
really
likes.
we really just gotta wait and see with that. I don't think they've done anything else interesting. Just Pat Riley just talking his shit. That's really it. Oh my god. 76ers, this is interesting. So we all knew that they were targeting Paul George. We all knew that they wanted to get, big free agent signing because they got all this money. Apparently, they are now unlikely to get Paul George. They're unlikely to pursue Paul George. Paul George is looking for a 4-year contract
Wow.
which would go into his age 35 season, I think. So he's pretty much looking for a 4-year max.
Okay.
And the Clippers don't want to give him 4 years. I assume that also means the 76ers don't want to give him 4 years. So something's got to give. Either he's taking less somewhere else or some team is is paying Paul George for 4 years.
There's the Hornets and the Pistons.
Paul George on the on the Hornets would be funny.
Hey, Paul George has spoke about LaMelo Ball being one of the best true point guards in this league right now. I'm quoting that off his podcast, by the way, because there's like Lonzo and LaMelo. But I mean, potentially he goes back to. I don't think Pacers have money, but if he goes
Probably
home to the
not.
Pacers, that'd be sick.
That would be cool though. He wouldn't do that though.
He won't do that,
if
but I don't think that.
if they had the money, I could see it, but I don't think they have enough money.
So I mean, what is the biggest? What is the Hornets and the Pistons right now? That's it. Is there any other teams that have money? I know Lakers don't got money.
I mean, the Sixers do. I just don't think they want to pay him for 4 years. I just don't think they want him for that long. But that's what he wants. He
Hornets
wants the
are known
four.
to make stupid contracts. So I mean, Michael Jordan's not there no more, but Hornets are known to make stupid contracts.
Hey man, if
Gordon
it
Hayward for what?
for hey, if they you keep talking about the East being easy, I mean, hey,
Hey, Paul George, I'm telling you, go to the Hornets. Hopefully, Lamelo is healthier.
hmm
It's gonna be you, Lamelo, or it could be Lamelo, you or Brandon Miller. It's swappable.
hmm
Miles Bridges and Nick Richards or Mark Williams, one of those two centers.
yeah,
Watch, you guys could probably hit the playoffs.
probably.
You
I
guys,
mean, hey, there's not a
you
lot of
could be eighth
competition.
seed,
They really might
seventh.
be. They really might be. And for a lot of these teams, DeJounte Murray is still linked as a possible
Wait,
trade candidate. I don't
is
know how.
Clay looking like a Magic candidate? I know we're
Uh,
not on the Magic yet, but
no. I'll keep it short for now because we'll get to them. But no, no.
okay. Then, hey, Paul George, I think the Magic got money.
Yeah, that could work.
I think they need a valuable shooting guard. I know Jalen Suggs is doing his thing in the first half, but hey, it could be you over there with Markel Fultz, Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner,
Yep.
and hopefully a new center, but it's most likely Wendell Carter still.
Yeah. And DeJounte Murray is linked to both the 76ers and the next team, the Lakers.
Oh,
People
what
are
the heck?
people are talking about DeJounte Murray going everywhere. Apparently, he tweeted out the eyes emoji, and then he like deleted it a little bit after. And the last time he did that, he got traded from the Spurs to the Hawks like 9 days later. Do we see something like that on draft day? Maybe there's a DeJounte for some picks and a player thing. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. How do
Hey,
you
Lakers, you got that 17 pick. If you want to get DeJounte, I think that's the guy. I was gonna talk about if they ever did trade Trey. I feel like if you trade Trey, you would get more valuable. I can't say the words, man. I can't say words today.
you got it,
Valuable.
bro? You got
You
it.
would have more valuable picks and like players going to the Hawks. Like let's say, I know they've been wanting what's his name, Austin Reeves for a long time.
Mm,
That's a guy right there. I mean, I wouldn't do it liking seeing the Lakers play,
mm,
but yeah, like if the if Trey Young gets traded for sure, it's like you get more stuff from that because he's young and he has so much potential. He's the next daddy. So yeah. DeJounte Murray though, he's kind of what he's like 30, 28 or something like that. He's kind
uh,
of in his like prime.
he is 27. He will
Oh, he is.
turn. He's turning 28 this year.
Okay, then there you go.
Yeah.
He's kind of in his prime right now. He has one of the most ridiculous stats I've known. He has 40 like last season, or do we count it as last season or this season?
No, last
Who the
season.
fuck
Last season.
knows?
It's over.
Okay, we'll
It's
say
over.
last season. Last season, he scored 44 points with 44 field goal
Oh yeah.
attempts.
Yeah.
Craziest stat. People say that James Harden has the craziest stat with one 3-pointer and he scored 38 points. Whatever. But I mean, DeJounte Murray on the Lakers would be crazy. I think it would fit a lot with that team, and I just don't know how they would fucking do it.
Yeah. Also for the Lakers, they have officially signed JJ Redick. Is official.
Yep. Salute to you.
Podcasting. Podcasting is the gateway to coaching. We'll get there soon. Also,
Shout out to the old man in the three, or whatever the fuck the LeBron James, JJ Redick podcast is called.
apparently the Lakers are interested in Chris Paul. So if they don't land DeJounte, so pretty much what I'm seeing is they might try to trade for a point guard, which makes me think they would draft a center. That's kind of what I'm getting. But apparently the Chris Paul interest is not, not everyone feels that way in the Lakers organization. Some people don't want Chris Paul. He's old. But
I
yeah.
think it would be funny if they got Chris Paul and they got Rajon Rondo as an assistant coach.
Okay. Now
I
we're
want to see
cooking.
the beef cleared up.
Now we're
I want to
cooking.
see the Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo as one.
Yeah.
Oh no, these Lakers, man, they're always saying, "I want everyone every year." Didn't matter if Kobe was there, LeBron's there. They want somebody every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna take it back when Kobe was still playing with the Lakers, like in 2014. Like he wanted LaMarcus Aldridge on the league. He wanted
Yeah.
Rajon Rondo, but that never worked out. But it only worked out with LeBron getting Rajon.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Amen. That's Lakers, baby.
Lakers talk. It's always somebody. We need somebody so we can beat Boston finally.
So for the Magic, next team, you already
Okay.
brought up Klay Thompson. Apparently, there's no traction between them, and the Magic are only willing to offer 2 years. I assume Clay's trying to get, one last payday. Trying to get a little bit more than that. But right, they're only willing to offer 2 years. So there's not, as far as these reports go, there's not much talk between the two parties.
I think what Clay wants to do. This just came up, by the way. Speaking of all the water that's around me, all the water that's around Orlando, I think he wants to be in a boat in the water, by
Okay.
water,
Okay.
and Orlando just fit his place. I mean, like you got LA, but you don't see a lot of fishing boats over there. It's a lot of cruise ships. I
Mm.
think he wants to go to LA so he can go to Santa Monica Pier and start going on his little boat and start fishing. Wherever there's water, I think that's where Clay wants to go. He was a Splash Bro.
He might just stay. I
Now
don't know. He might just stay.
he could just stay.
He could just stay.
But if he's greedy with that money and he wants to see new places, hey man, there's Lakers, there's Orlando, and if the Orlando's offering you 2 years, just take it because, like, bro, you're low key, you're not low key, you're high key declining right now. 0 for 10, the
Yeah.
meme is still there. It's no one's gonna forget about 0 for 10 in the play-in.
Yeah. So we'll see what Clay does. Apparently, like I said, apparently the Magic, the talks aren't going very well. So, that's really the only rumor about the Magic. Nothing else notable, I don't think. They're still in trade talks for Trae Young, all that. You know, some old stuff, just a bunch of old stuff.
Yeah,
Moving on for the Raptors, there's nothing really new with this team. The only thing is that today, it's been announced
extension, right?
Scotty Barnes is intended to sign a 5-year, $270 million max. Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is gonna be a Raptor for next 5 years, 6 years, 5 years.
That's good for him.
Yeah. So shout out to Scotty. We love you, man. I hope you keep going to the All-Star game. You make the All-Star events fun. We appreciate you. Thank you for what you do. Wish you the
Thank
best
you
of luck.
for giving your relationship advice to random
Oh.
viewers. Go to the mall.
Go to
just
the
talk to someone,
mall.
figure it out.
Hey, his audience might really just be going to the mall. He might have he might have done something.
He's a Rizzler for sure at the mall.
Yeah, the 15-year-olds watching, they might actually go to the mall and hit something off of that. Just go to the mall, bro.
I might need to give that advice to some of the guys I know. There's a guy I know at work. I told him that I had a girlfriend. He's like, "Man, you're so lucky you have a girlfriend." I was like, "What's wrong with you?" "Oh, I look like this," and I'm like,
Come
"All
on,
right."
man.
And now I got that
Come on,
Scotty
man.
Barnes mentality. I'm gonna tell him, "Hey, bro, we work at a mall. During your 30, just go inside, figure it out,
Oh,
just talk."
that's crazy.
Talk some game.
He said, "I look like this." What the fuck?
I was like, bro, you don't look bad. Like, you're a handsome young guy.
Yeah, that's what's up. Oh, hey, shout
Never
out to
want to
him,
talk
man.
down on people.
Shout out
Shout
to
out to
him,
him.
man.
Respectfully, I forgot your name. I just know you work in a different department.
Oh, okay. I thought this was somebody you were working with. Like,
Yeah, he works in my store, but
okay,
he's in a different department. He's like in like he does like food and bev or like amusement or some shit for my
okay,
shit.
okay. All right. Well, moving on off of Scotty, the Cavs. They they're still apparently fucking people are still calling about Jared Allen and Darius Garland. They're saying they don't intend to trade them. I'd be surprised if nothing happens. I feel like it just makes sense to trade them, but we'll see. Donovan Mitchell. Apparently, the Cavs are confident Mitchell's gonna resign, so lock him up. That'd be good.
I
And
mean, yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go for it. Finish what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say they hired Kenny Atkinson as their head coach,
Okay,
replacing JB Bickerstaff. And
got
that's
that.
that's what's been up with them.
Is that a W for them?
I think so. I think anything's better than fucking who they had before.
All right,
I
W's in the
think I
chat.
think
W's in the comments right now. W's.
I think Kenny's good though. I think Kenny's good.
I mean, with the Cavs, I've been saying it for a while. I think you don't really have to split up the Twin Towers. I think it's just more spacing. Like, if I know Evan Mobley's still young. I mean, Jared Allen's also still young, but he's cemented his role of being the defensive anchor. If Mobley can stretch the floor a little bit, be the guy who I believe he could be like Tim Duncan, and shoot some bank shot middies, I think he'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm just curious to see if on draft day maybe we see Jared Allen get moved, if we see Darius Garland get moved, maybe like if
Yep.
push comes to shove and they're like, you know what, we got to change something, then I know. I think the team definitely is has the potential to be one of the most interesting this offseason. We'll
Yep.
see how far they go, but yeah, it all starts with that Donovan Mitchell re-signing. We'll see if he actually does. But until then, we're moving on. The Pelicans is a team that has outright said we are going to shake things up, and that of course centers around guys like CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, maybe Valanciunas. There's nothing concrete about who is in talks with who for these players, but we know that there's talks going on. How do you feel about what this team can do?
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Zion is their market, like the main guy they want to build around. It's a tough guy to build around, to be honest.
Mm.
Even though he does a lot for the team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Pelicans, yeah, I mean, they're a playing worthy team. If they do decide to trade Brandon Ingram, hopefully he goes to the East.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this a lot, guys. I'm gonna say everything like. Hopefully he goes to the East because in the East they have a lot of quality players. It's just that they don't shine as much because they are in the East. Hopefully, does Brandon Ingram does go to the East and probably carries the team to the play-in playoffs, whatever. Um, it's just been shown. Manza had did not during the. I think it's either the play-in or the last game of the season. He didn't play the last quarter or the last 5 minutes, and it's shown that like he doesn't want to be there. So I think he should get traded. CJ McCollum, I don't know. Hopefully you're a Buck.
That would be terrible.
That'd be terrible, but he always plays good next to Dame. That's his
That's
best career.
that
Playing next
fixes.
to Dame, that's a sidekick.
I think the Cavs or not the Cavs. I think the Bucks would be over the apron. I think they would
They,
be. I think that I don't think they have the money for CJ.
they do if they trade Chris.
that that can't be better. that
Yeah,
can't be better.
'cause when you trade Chris, you lose defense.
that
So,
can't be better.
but what I'm saying is CJ McCollum's career is not like that. I mean, maybe if you put him next to like a Trey Young,
that would,
it's kind of tough for CJ McCollum. Wherever you go, hopefully you get put next to Jordan Poole and you figure it out from there, or you're a Hornet or whatever the fuck you go to. I think they really like what's his name? Jose. I was about to say Jose Calderon. Jose Alvarado. I think
yeah,
he's for sure gonna be a Pelican still. He brings quality defense.
yeah.
Who else is on that team? Valanciunas for sure is gone. I have no doubt in my mind. I don't know. He fits on a lot of teams. Fuck fuck it. I could say this here right now, and let's say they do trade Jarrett Allen, trade him for Valanciunas, you get more spacing on the floor,
Interesting. Okay.
and then Jarrett Allen could play down low with Zion, whatever the fuck.
So apparently the Pelicans have contacted the Sixers about a Brandon Ingram deal. However, this is the Pelicans talking to the Sixers.
They're
This is not.
close.
Yeah, this is not the Sixers asking about Brandon Ingram. So I think the Pelicans are just like, hey man, you don't want Paul George anymore? Like we got a guy over here that you might like. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any
He's
actual
tall,
interest.
like he kind of is KD, but he's not KD.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if the Sixers actually want Brandon Ingram. I think this might just be the Pelicans, just FYI. But no,
I
that's
mean,
it's possible though.
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What do you want to? I'll give you Brandon Ingram. You can give me some cash. We could probably pick up someone else for you.
yeah, yeah.
No one
So
wants to play New Orleans, so
we'll see, because I'm expecting trades to happen because the GM has straight up said we're not running it back. So that can only mean one thing. But until that happens, we're moving on. The Suns, the good old Suns, they're expected to trade. Wait, what? Oh, they're expected to target Royce O'Neal and Chris Dunn like for their contracts. I don't really know what this means. I think they're I guess they're cheap enough, but they're still valuable that they can actually keep them on the team.
Chris Dunn is solid. Chris Dunn is solid.
And some people still believe the Suns, who who are who are one of the first teams linked to Bronny. They are looking to trade down into the second round from their 22nd overall pick to draft Bronny at a more appropriate position while also getting some, something else back. I don't know what, but how would you feel if Bronny is the bench point guard for this team going into next season? Or
Shit, if they
starting, who
get
knows?
LeBron, well, I mean, if they get LeBron too, it'd be man. That's the super duper team right there.
That'd be
At old ages, you got. I assume LeBron should be point guard. Then you got fucking Bradley Beal's washed ass, and then Devin Booker, KD, and Nurkic, and then you got Bronny. I mean, I mean, for me, respectfully, I put obviously I would want Bill to be on the bench, but right next to Bronny,
I
so
think
he get some Bronny some points.
it's probably better if Beal comes off the bench and then Grayson Allen just plays is 3 and D, right?
100%.
I think it just makes more sense. I don't know, but
Bradley Beal will have a lot of time to have the ball in his hands in the bench.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
can drop 30 points off the bench. Look at Jordan Poole. Look at Clay Thompson last season. They were doing good off the bench. I think
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
certified Bill hater right here. But I'm trying to help you out, Bill. If you're on a team full of ball hogs, KD wants a ball. Devin Booker wants a ball. You want the ball.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that's gonna give you the ball Nurkic is gonna give you the ball.
Nurkic.
Man's grabbing like 20 rebounds a game.
Nurkic is crazy. All right. Well, you know,
You know, Suns. Let's keep on going.
if we hear from Suns fans about what they want the Suns to do, I'll edit it in right now. If not, just act like I didn't say that. We're moving on to the Bucks. The big news for the Bucks: Brooke Lopez is on the trade block.
Oh,
Bless up. Good luck to him. But apparently, the Bucks are looking to make like trying to change their defensive identity or their defensive scheme or whatever, and that would require a different center than Brooke Lopez because he cannot move. His feet don't work like they used to. Let's just put it that way. He just does not have the mobility he once did. And apparently him and Pat Connaughton are potential people to get traded. So I've said multiple times on this podcast, if Brooke Lopez is the starting center next year, the Buck season is over. He's gonna get exploited one way or another in the playoffs, and that's just how it is.
this could be a stretch. I've been always saying Grizzlies and Bucks should do something together.
Go ahead.
Trade Brooke and Chris Middleton for Desmond Bain. Problem solved. And then just find a center in the fucking draft.
I think they'd have to give pick 9. Actually, they
Pick
probably
9?
wouldn't, but that's. I feel like
No, no, just leave it at that. Like if there, I don't think you would trade pick 9.
I don't think that.
Chris Middleton and older Brooke Lopez.
Well, I'm just trying to think because
Here, you can also get back any of the fucking guards on the, any of the G League players on the Grizzlies.
hold on, let me see. Well, why I don't think the Grizzlies want to trade Desmond Bain.
I don't think so either. That's why I said it's a stretch.
I don't
It's a stretch.
I don't think this benefits the Grizzlies.
In a sense, it benefits the Grizzlies. You get the ball more in Ja's hands and Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, it works out. Their big three is good. I like the Grizzlies' big three, but I'm trying to help you out, Jacob. I'm trying to help out the Bucks.
That would be cool.
If you put Desmond Bain for Chris Middleton, I mean, Desmond Bain, I've been saying he's the Klay Thompson, but he's kind of like the Chris Middleton too. For the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it just
It's a stretch.
I don't see why they just won't do that. The Grizzlies.
They won't do it, but I'm speaking out my opinion, and hopefully my voices turn into some actions for the Grizzlies and the Bucks.
Well, like I said, as the Bucks enjoyer, my wish list pretty much begins and ends with get a new starting center. If Brooke Lopez is the backup, whatever, so be it. But the Bucks are asking around. They're seeing what other teams think about Brooke. So if he's not on the team next year, I won't be surprised. But
hey, the Hawks. Hey, do you want Chris Middleton? We'll take the Dejounte Murray.
Yeah, so instead of Trey and DeJounte, now we have Dame and DeJounte. We're saved. We're saved.
More defense. More defense in the backcourt.
Oh god.
Like who's that guy? Who's next to? Do you guys still have Malik Beasley?
He's a free agent. I don't think he's going to get re-signed. He might, but I don't expect him to.
DeJounte Murray, I'm preaching out for my boy Jacob right now. I think you should join the Bucks.
The
perimeter defense. You can guard Dame's player. Let's say fucking Steph Curry's dribbling up the court.
Dame's still guarding somebody.
Yeah, Dame's gonna guard fucking someone who can't shoot threes like Draymond or some shit.
That's I don't know if I like that.
Nah, I'm just playing. He could guard that rookie Brandon fucking
Pajemski.
Pajemski.
The pod.
Yeah, the pod
The
boy.
pods. All right, well, we'll see what they end up doing. If they end up
I'm just
drafting a
being
point guard instead of a center, so be it. Whatever. But anyways, moving on. New York Knicks. I mentioned it before. Mr. Robinson could end up getting traded. And I know before they said that they do want to trade for another star, and if they have to trade Julius Randle for it, then they're down. So if someone
who's
becomes
the star?
available, if if someone becomes available, I could see Randall getting traded for whoever. I don't know who.
Are we also counting old stars?
I don't know what they
Hey,
want.
hey, Paul George, if you wanna,
Maybe,
if you wanna,
maybe. I mean,
I'm
shit.
not a spokesperson for the Knicks, but Paul George, you wanna go to another city with bright lights,
Hey, we're
a city that doesn't sleep?
we're
The
podcasting
Knicks,
for real. We got the
the Knicks.
roommates, roommate podcast. We got the Paul George podcast. Whole locker room podcasting.
I mean, shit. If you don't want to play those type of minutes, Tom Thibodeau was giving out. Just let him know, and he probably would split a 20-20 for you, and let OG fucking suffer playing 40 minutes. Uh, Paul George, I know you like fishing too. Orlando was trying to get Clay. Well, we're talking about the Knicks. Now let me get back to the Knicks. The Knicks need a star. I like the players they got.
I just like,
It's
yeah,
kind
I
of
just
tough.
like their team actually. Like,
Like, if you take away Randall, what do you want, Jeremy Grant?
I just actually just
Like,
like their team.
it's like you said what?
I just like their team as it is. Like, I kind of just want to watch them run it back.
I don't even mind Randall running center.
Well, that is the
Like,
thing. Hartenstein, they're gonna have to
oh
work
yeah, I
on
forgot
getting
about
him back.
Hartenstein.
They're gonna have to work on getting him back because he's a free agent. So he might
He,
leave.
he's. I feel like he's coming back.
We'll
He was a
see.
dog.
The Thunder are really making a run at him. They really want. They're a lot of Thunder fans want Hartenstein. So we'll see what
Damn,
happens. But that's one of the big ones. For them.
so fucking hot.
So here's a fun conversation to have. Minnesota
Okay.
Timberwolves. They could look apparently to trade around in the draft. I don't know if they would move up. Maybe they
Oh,
move.
here we go.
They talked about
Here we
moving
go.
down. They apparently have definite interest in Bronny. So maybe their backup point guard is Bronny James in the
Okay.
I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, I don't like. I like that. I like it. I don't hate it. I don't like. I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Bronny James is an unselfish player,
Right.
and he plays. He kind of got that dog in him too. He playing right next to Michael Jordan's son. You got two goats in the building walking through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get LeBron James. It's time to trade Cat.
Well, I'm saying right now, there's no rumors of the cat trades. There's no talk of cat trades.
I know there's no talk of Cat trades. I've seen the Reddit of the Minnesota Timberwolves talking about why do you always want to trade Cat? Blah blah blah. Just trade him. You don't got the Knicks. The Knicks trade Julius Randle for Cat, please. Please, he'll bring more spacing. A taller guy right next to Hardenstein if he stays in the Knicks.
That would be interesting. I feel like the Timberwolves would be the ones to say no. I feel like the Timberwolves would say no. I mean, I don't know what the rest of the package would be, but I feel like they like
Hey,
cat. Like
Julius
they like
Randle's a
cat.
dog.
They like cat.
I know they like the cat. I
That's
know they
why.
like cat. I'd rather have a dog than a cat on the floor.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't. I feel like
Hey,
in real life, the Timberwolves would be the ones to say no.
oh yeah, obviously. But Minnesota, I've been preaching out for y'all. 2 years ago, I believed that you guys would be a top 4 team, and look at where you're at now. If you had Julius Randle on a team, another dog, and Julius Randle would be crazy. I mean,
The-
Jalen McDaniels is a dog too.
I would be scared of the
Gobert
spacing.
kinda,
I'd be scared of
he
the
can shoot.
spacing with Gobert.
He can shoot.
Not as well as Cat, obviously, but
Yeah, he's a
with
3-point
Gobert,
champion. Doesn't show up in the playoffs sometimes. He only showed up against the Suns.
well, we're not going to talk about Julius Randle in the playoffs. That's not. We're not having that conversation.
He could do better next year.
I think he could have done better this year, but he wasn't there, so I can't. I can't make that argument. But, but yeah, no Cat rumors right now. Who knows? Maybe later, but I don't foresee a Cat trade in the future, anytime
Mhm.
soon, anyways. But you know, maybe his
The only
27th pick sends him over the
yeah,
edge.
the only player I could see them trading, the Timberwolves trading, is like Nikhil Alexander Walker. He's really good,
Yeah.
but uh, if not, just don't trade your players. Like the only reason why I'm just saying Cat is, well, shit. You have Naz Reid.
Nas
He
Reed.
showed up,
Nas Reed. The
6 man
savior.
of the year.
Savior.
But yeah, get Brownie. Just fucking do it. Get Brownie. Speaking out for Brownie right now.
All right, moving on. Shout out to Bronny. The Nuggets. There's not really much around this team. They're kind of just like. They're kind of chilling. Like it's kind of probably just try to get back
Yeah,
KCP. Draft a serviceable point guard, backup point guard. That's pretty much it. Like you still got the core. Like, there's not much else you
yeah,
need to do.
exactly.
Yeah, so I don't really have much to say about the Nuggets. I mean, that's just. I think they're either drafting a center or a point guard. At
Hey
28.
man, if he falls all the way down there, Nikola Topic, two Nicolas on the
All the way
floor.
down there. Holy fuck. Going from
Hey
like
man,
ranked 1 at the beginning to falling to 28 would be hilarious.
hey, shit happens. What's his name? I brought it up before.
Yeah.
Fucking
This
the
would be
boy
crazy.
from the Rockets, Cam Whitmore. He fell down heavy.
This would be
He was a
crazier
top
though.
5 pick.
This would be even crazier. This would be
But
hilarious.
two Nicolas on the same team, both can play make. I'll do it. Fuck it.
All right. Next, the reigning champion, Boston Celtics. They still have the 30th pick in the draft. And, there's really not much to talk about with this team. Their core
Yeah.
rotation is still under contract next year. Just draft another player. Like I don't know. They don't have to do anything. They
I
really
mean,
don't.
if they want, they can draft another scorer that's willing to play both sides of the court.
Yeah, like
I
it's
keep Pritchard. That half court shot, amazing. Keep Pritchard. I guess you keep Sam Hauser too.
I mean, yeah.
If you want to keep Luke Cornett, go for it.
I
What
think
more?
I think they can really just take whichever player they think is going to be good, regardless of position. I know some people want another big man because who knows if Al Horford's going to start regressing next year. So just like as an insurance option. Al Horford did say he's not retiring; he's coming back, so he will be here. So I don't know. Maybe they target a center. Maybe they target another point guard. I don't know. They could take whoever they want, really, and it'd be fine. So, yeah, not much to talk about with the Celtics.
How much money do they got? Not a lot, right?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's under contract, so regardless, if they don't have money, it doesn't matter because they don't have money
Yeah.
because everyone's under contract. So they're fine. The Nets, we didn't even get to the Nets because they don't have a pick. We finally got into all the teams without first round picks. Trade rumors around Mikal Bridges. They still don't want to trade him. People are saying they should still trade him because they need picks. They need they they need to properly rebuild. So, Ben Simmons trade rumors, perhaps.
I've seen some shit like that.
Apparently, the Nets and the Hornets were talking about a Bridges and Simmons swap at the trade deadline?
No. What? So they have Miles. They have Miles Bridges and Mikal Bridges. That'd be awesome. With the Hornets, like in a sense, I see a vision, but it's like the more hope. I don't have that much hope in Ben Simmons anymore.
No, hell no. Hell no. Definitely not. Definitely not. But yeah, that's really all it is with the Nets. It's just
I've seen some bullshit with the Nets though. Literally bulls shit. Apparently the Bulls. I don't know if I just read a false report or anything, but apparently the Bulls and the Nets. I think the Bulls want to send Lonzo Ball to the Nets, and I'm like, bruh, what are you gonna do? So the Nets, yeah, they accept the trade and get Lonzo Ball. Now you got two injured point guards. I want to see Lonzo Ball succeed, but that's kind of weird. Why would you do that? You if you get Lonzo Ball, you literally have Ben Simmons with a jump shot,
yeah.
but with a donated meniscus.
Right, yes, Lonzo Ball's donated meniscus.
I still want to see him a Bull,
Yeah.
no matter the Giddy trade or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So the Nets, that's really people are mostly just speculating on what the Nets are gonna do with Mikal Bridges. Are they keeping him? Are they trading more future picks for a pick this year or a player this year? I don't know. The team just does not look very good regardless. But anyways, moving on. Golden State Warriors. As I mentioned before, Chris Paul trade rumors. We don't know where Chris Paul might get traded. I mentioned the Lakers, but he's on the radar. Klay Thompson could return. They don't have a first round pick, so that's really all there is to talk about with this team. Apparently, Kuminga is not really is not tradable. They would only trade him for like an all NBA caliber player.
The fuck?
So
All NBA.
yeah, so Kuminga's pretty much untradeable. Pretty much like you're not trading an all NBA player for Kuminga. So they want him on the team. And they got to figure out this Klay Thompson, Chris Paul situation. That really seems like it. What do you think they should do?
Well, get a big man.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, Looney.
Steph Curry is still here.
He is still there. Steph Curry is
Dre's still there. I think Looney's leaving next season or during free agency.
Potentially.
Get a replacement Clay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Klay leaving is pretty big if he does leave.
Do they have a draft pick?
No, not in the first. That's why we had to wait so long to talk about him.
Oh shit! Fuck it. Find a 3D shooter in the second round. Hopefully he's good enough.
I hope they can find one.
I mean, Brandon, the pod boy,
Yeah.
he's rising up, but he's just filling in a Jordan Poole spot.
Yeah, that's it with the Warriors.
Well, if there's money, just find another 3D shooter. Oh, CJ McCollum. I think he's up for trades.
And
Fucking trade CJ McCollum for Chris Paul. You get Lob City in New Orleans, and he's back at home.
that would be very interesting. Two old dudes.
Why not?
I mean, hey, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. 'Cause it really depends on what the Warriors want to do, like what direction they want to go.
Oh, man, Jonas Valanciunas for Chris Paul. Boom. That could work.
Interesting. Interesting.
Not terrible. Could work.
All right. Well, I could text someone I know. I think he likes the Warriors, but I don't know if he'll respond. But anyways, moving on. Good old Indiana Pacers. They are going to sign Pascal to a max, as expected. That is where all their money's going. There's nothing else to really talk about with this team. They aren't really involved in anything. there's, there's nothing really to talk about with them. They just did it. They signed Siakam. Good job. And that's it. Like, good luck next year. Run it back next year. Keep it going. They don't have a first round pick. They gave it to Toronto for Siakam. So, not much to talk about the Pacers. The Mavericks.
I mean,
oh, no, go ahead.
oh, I mean, well, I was just gonna say that if they have money, try to get another 3 or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much
Yeah.
money they actually have, but if they can just add some more. I think they're one of their backup big men, Jalen Smith. I think he's leaving.
Oh,
I think.
get a backup too. Fuck, I forgot about that. Just
Okay.
get a. Yeah, if I was the Pacers, get a backup too.
Oh,
Nemhard showed out that he is a baller.
yeah.
He's a
Apparently,
hooper.
they wanna keep McConnell long term. So that nothing's official, but I think that's their plan.
Yeah, don't let that man go.
Yeah.
He's DeMar DeRozan in the mid range with the
Okay.
passing of a god.
Word.
Just saying shit. But his mid range is fucking godly. He doesn't miss.
He's a good player. The Mavericks. They are involved in a Jeremy Grant trade. Talks for
Oh.
Jeremy Grant to Dallas are in the works.
Oh shit.
Will that actually happen? Who knows? They're also interested in hold on. Also interested in Landry Shamet from the Wizards.
Yeah.
So there's some interesting ways for this team to still get better. I don't know exactly what they would be giving up. Definitely Tim Hardaway.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what they're
Derek
doing.
Jones.
I don't know what they're doing with Kleber, but maybe.
Oh, I forgot.
No, go ahead.
Kleber Powell is on the board. Just
Yeah. So I think these would both be some good pickups, especially Jeremy Grant. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, they don't have a first round pick. They traded it to the Knicks. Yeah. Mavericks, the second place team, I guess. I think when we talked about this team, we thought that they were good, but the bench just wasn't good enough. So hey,
Yeah.
improve the bench. Just improve on your 3-and-D players to get better 3-and-D players.
yes.
Yeah. That's all I really have to say about the Mavs. I think it's pretty straightforward. All right, the last team. Oh god. The Los Angeles Clippers. We keep talking about Paul George. We've pretty much already kind of talked about the Clippers with their main rumor. They don't want to offer him 4 years. They're offering him 3, which aligns with the Kawhi Leonard contract.
Which is not bad.
Right. But as we've said, Paul George wants 4. And apparently this team's also interested in Shamet. Apparently the Knicks are also, the Knicks are also Paul George candidates. So, hey, what happens if Paul George leaves? I have no idea.
Hey, I brought up Paul George and Nick, so
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I was talking to a Clippers fan, right? I work with a Clippers fan, and he said that what the Clippers needs right now is some new knees.
Okay, yeah. Can we get some more meniscuses? Can we get an ACL perhaps?
Yeah, with everything.
Maybe an MCL?
I mean, just keep your super team together. Try to keep like their whole starting five and their bench is solid. I mean, if some Clippers fans say that if they want to, they could get a big that could stretch the floor a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think their starting five is solid. It's just injuries that's the problem. They literally have a good bench that could fill in the role for PG or Kawhi in Norman Powell and Coffee. So
I haven't seen Kawhi in the playoffs in like 3 years.
yeah,
Or 3 years, whatever. Point is, he hasn't been there.
yeah.
So, hey man, I'm hoping better for health wise for that team somehow, some way. And, you know, if they just want to run it back, I understand. If they have to sign and trade Paul George, I don't think it's sign and trade. I think he would just accept his player option and then he'd get traded. But regardless of what happens with that, you know, best of luck to them because they are the closest to a San Diego team we have. And I mostly personally just want to see James Harden succeed. I enjoy James Harden a lot. I think he's really cool. So, you know, wish them the best, but that is going to do it. As all 30 teams, all of their draft, trade, and off-season rumors in one video right before the draft, which is about to happen. PJ, do you have any closing words?
I don't know. I'm just excited for this off season to take off. I want to see all the trades get in. Let's see if any predictions we got right go in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean that's about it.
If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment. Tell us what you want your favorite team to do. Tell us which rumors you think are complete bull. I think I might end up watching the draft and recording it. I don't think PJ will be able to, but
It'll work. So
uh,
Jacob will carry it for me.
if I'm available, I'll do it. I'll see. But yeah, probably gonna make our final mock drafts on our own, and then I'll bring it up during the draft. But anyways, that's gonna do it. It's the Hooper Soul Podcast. I'm Jacob. It's my co-host PJ. We will see you all soon. Peace out.
Peace.